Imagine waking up in your 50s, 60s, or even 70s and realizing that instead of slowing down, you actually feel steadier, stronger, and clearer than you did a decade ago. Your joints ache less. Your digestion feels calmer. Your mind feels more focused. You're able to walk, move, laugh, think, and live with a sense of lightness. Not because of a miracle drug, not because of a risky treatment, but because of simple foods you chose to eat every single day. For many years, we were told that aging is a downhill ride. You hit 50, and the story goes like this. The body weakens, the doctor visits increase, the list of medications grows, and life gradually shrinks. But that story, while familiar, is not the whole truth. Over the last few decades, something remarkable has emerged from the world of longevity science. Researchers discovered that aging is not just about the number of candles on your birthday cake. It is deeply connected to how your cells behave, how they repair themselves, and how they respond to stress. And much of that is influenced by what we eat, how we rest, how we move, and how we manage daily life. If you're over 50, your body is not too late. In fact, this stage of life may be the most powerful time to make changes, because small adjustments now don't just add years. They add better years. Years with more independence, more clarity, more comfort, and more moments truly lived. Today, let's take a journey inside your body together, with curiosity instead of fear, and talk about the surprisingly simple foods and habits that can help your body stay resilient well into your later decades. Inside every part of your body, your heart, muscles, brain, skin, live trillions of tiny cells. These cells divide, repair, and rebuild tissue every day. At the center of each cell is your DNA, the instruction manual for everything your body does. On the ends of that DNA are little protective caps called telomeres. You can think of them like the plastic tips at the ends of shoelaces. As long as those tips stay intact, the shoelace works well. But once they fray, the lace starts to fall apart. Something similar happens in the body. Over time, telomeres naturally shorten. Stress, inflammation, smoking, poor diet, lack of sleep, and chronic worry all speed up that shortening. When telomeres become too short, cells struggle to function, and we begin to notice more fatigue, slower healing, memory difficulties, aches, and chronic conditions. Here's the hopeful part. Nobel Prize winning research revealed that our bodies have an enzyme called telomerase, whose job is to help maintain and protect those telomeres. And the activity of that enzyme is influenced by everyday choices. Your body is not simply breaking down, it's listening. And the foods you eat are part of that conversation. Food, it turns out, is not just fuel. It is information. Every meal tells your body what to do next. Some foods whisper instructions like repair, calm down inflammation, protect the heart, support the brain. Other foods deliver very different messages. Store more fat, increase inflammation, stress the arteries, and push blood sugar higher. By the time we reach 50, our bodies have listened to millions of these messages. The good news is the conversation can still change. Certain foods activate a natural cleaning system inside us called autophagy. Imagine a team of tiny workers moving through your body, collecting damaged proteins, cleaning up cellular waste, and refreshing your tissues. When autophagy is supported, cells work more efficiently. They become better at defending against disease, repairing damage, and managing stress. When it is neglected, cellular clutter builds up, contributing to aging and illness. The right foods gently encourage this cleaning process. They don't force your body. They support it. Let's begin with foods rich in polyphenol, the powerful plant compounds found in deeply colored fruits and vegetables. Think of blueberries, strawberries, olives, dark leafy greens, and even cocoa. These foods protect against oxidative stress, the same process that rusts metal over time. In the body, oxidative stress damages cells, accelerates aging, and increases disease risk. When someone over 50 fills their plate with colorful foods, they are, in a sense, giving their body tiny shields. Blueberries support memory. Olive oil calms inflammation in arteries. Leafy greens provide vitamins and minerals that keep DNA functioning more smoothly. Adding a handful of berries to breakfast or using olive oil in cooking may seem simple, but inside your body, it's like turning down the speed of wear and tear. Next, we turn to fiber-rich foods. If you're over 50, your digestion and metabolism benefit tremendously from fiber. Beans, lentils, oats, vegetables, apples, and whole grains do something extraordinary. They feed your gut microbiome. Your gut is home to trillions of helpful bacteria that influence not only digestion, but also immunity, brain chemistry, weight regulation, and inflammation. When you give these bacteria fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds that soothe the lining of the intestines, reduce inflammation, and improve metabolic health. People who eat fiber consistently tend to have healthier cholesterol levels, lower risk of diabetes, smoother digestion, and steadier energy. Instead of asking, "What diet should I follow?" a more helpful question becomes, "How can I feed my gut better today?" Healthy fats take on special importance after 50 as well. Our brains, hormones, and cell membranes rely on the right kinds of fats. Avocados, nuts, seeds, olives, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines are especially protective. Omega-3 fats found in things like flax seeds, walnuts, and fish help reduce chronic inflammation, the silent process behind arthritis, heart disease, and even some memory disorders. People often worry that eating fat means gaining weight, but the truth is healthy fats help stabilize appetite and prevent blood sugar roller coasters. A small handful of nuts instead of processed snacks, or a drizzle of olive oil instead of heavy creams, gently shifts your biology toward protection. Another important group of foods for people over 50 are fermented foods. Yogurt, kefir, miso, kimchi, and sauerkraut introduce beneficial bacteria directly into the digestive tract. They act like reinforcements for the existing gut community. A healthier gut often means better immunity, fewer digestive issues, improved nutrient absorption, and even a more stable mood. Many people report that once fermented foods become part of their weekly routine, they experience less bloating, more regularity, and a surprising sense of lightness in their body. The gut and brain communicate constantly. Nourish one, and the other often benefits. Herbs and spices, though small, become mighty allies in this stage of life. Turmeric, garlic, cinnamon, ginger, and green tea have been researched extensively for their protective effects. Turmeric supports joint comfort and reduces chronic inflammation. Garlic helps maintain healthy blood pressure and cholesterol. Green tea offers gentle antioxidants that protect cells from everyday stress. These aren't magic cures, but layered into meals daily. They create an environment in which your body feels supported instead of attacked. Of course, food alone cannot carry everything. Longevity grows from a partnership: nourishment, movement, rest, and emotional balance. If you're over 50, muscles naturally want to weaken unless you give them a reason not to. Gentle strength exercises, daily walking, stretching, gardening, or dancing all tell your muscles you are still needed. When muscles stay active, metabolism improves, bones become stronger, and balance stays more stable. This is what preserves independence. Sleep takes on new importance as well. During deep sleep, the brain clears toxins, stores memories, and resets emotional balance. Skipping sleep is like skipping maintenance on your most important systems. Stress matters too. Our modern world pulls constantly at our attention. Bills, health worries, family responsibilities, they add up. Chronic stress floods the body with stress hormones that shorten telomeres and exhaust systems. Yet something as simple as quiet breathing, prayer, journaling, time in nature, or sitting silently for 5 minutes signals safety back to the body. With age, wisdom grows. And one piece of wisdom is learning that peace is not a luxury. It is medicine. Many people over 50 carry myths that quietly discourage them. One myth says, it's genetic, nothing I do matters. But research shows lifestyle can turn helpful genes on and harmful genes off. Another myth says, I'm too old to start. In reality, people who adopt healthier habits in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s often experience meaningful improvements, less pain, better energy, sharper thinking. A third myth insists that healthy eating is expensive or complicated, but the world's longest living populations eat simple: beans, greens, whole grains, vegetables, herbs, small portions, and consistency. You don't need perfection. You need patterns. What does this look like in everyday life for someone over 50? Picture breakfast as warm oats with berries and a sprinkle of walnuts. Maybe lunch is a bowl of lentil soup with olive oil and leafy greens. Dinner might include grilled fish or beans, a colorful salad, and a side of fermented vegetables. Snacks become simple: fruit, yogurt, nuts, or tea. These are not strict rules, but guiding lights. They say, let food be your ally, not your enemy. Now, imagine yourself years from now, perhaps in your late 70s or 80s. You're able to walk with confidence. You remember names, conversations, and stories clearly. You can cook, socialize, laugh, and enjoy quiet mornings without feeling constantly limited by your body. That vision isn't built in a single week. It is shaped by thousands of small choices, including what you put on your plate today. Your body, even at 50 or beyond, wants to heal. It wants to protect you. When you support it with real foods, mindful movement, meaningful rest, and moments of calm, it responds with gratitude. Sometimes that gratitude shows up as lower blood pressure, sometimes as smoother digestion, sometimes as mental clarity or better mood. None of it is magic. All of it is biology working as it was designed to. If you find this journey overwhelming, start with one thing. Maybe it's adding berries each morning. Maybe it's replacing sugary drinks with green tea. Maybe it's cooking with olive oil instead of processed fats. Maybe it's walking for 15 minutes a day. Every step plants a seed. Seeds, when tended, grow into something lasting. This stage of life is not about restriction or punishment. It's not about trying to look 20 again. It's about honoring the decades you've lived and caring for the decades still ahead. When science and wisdom meet, they tell us the same thing. Longevity is less about chasing youth and more about protecting vitality. It's about waking up with a sense of possibility instead of decline. So as you move through your 50s and beyond, remember that the secret to living well is not hidden. It is learned, practiced, and repeated in everyday choices. Eat in a way that supports your cells. Move in a way that keeps your body useful. Rest in a way that soothes your nervous system. Release stress in ways that let your heart breathe again. And one day, when someone asks how you stayed so steady, you may smile, knowing that your strength did not come from luck. It came from patience with yourself, from knowledge applied gently, and from the simple foods that helped teach your body how to age gracefully from the inside out.